Children of the Corn is fucking boring. I've seen and heard about this movie over the years, and it has a zillion B-movie sequels. Definitely a good trait for someone who likes delicious garbage. So when I saw it on Prime, I figured what the hell, 80s horror can be pretty good. Not this movie. This movie is about as exciting as canned corn. Welcome back everyone to the Streaming Discount Bin, a series where I keep reliving personal problems through delicious garbage.
I don't want to be the only one tripping. Oh my god!
Now I love Stephen King's works. He's a GOAT for a reason, and not just of horror, but of writing in general. And for some reason, movies based on his works are either absolutely stellar, or some level of dogshit dookie bad, without much in the way of just okay. They are out there, but they're rare, with most falling in the shit levels area. Don't get me wrong, I get it. His works aren't always adaptable, and unfortunately, that hasn't stopped people from trying.
Oh, fuck.
Some just can't make the source material work, or take them in wrong directions. Some are poorly executed, and some just fall flat like this one. Let's run down the plot for those who haven't seen the movie, or haven't seen it in a long ass time. Gotta know what we're working with before I tear it a new one. Who am I kidding? Let's just tear it a new one. Our story is about two people who run afoul of a cult of kids in a small town in Nebraska. Seems pretty simple and straightforward, but this movie could have been so much more. Like, they chose not to use Stephen King's original script.
What the hell were you thinking?
That's like fuck up number one. Like, if you're gonna skip over the author's original script and vision, cool, that's fine. But you really gotta deliver something good. And there's just so much wasted potential here. The story starts in some small town in Nebraska called Gatlin, with a kid named Job narrating the story for us. Sorta. He's an off and on narrator, and very little at that. Also, I'm gonna be the first to say, I think any kid named Job is gonna get to experience some serious whoop ass growing up.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
I know it's a biblical name and all that, but I still can't fathom naming a child Job. Sorry, kid. I think this would have worked a lot better if the narration was all in or all out, if it had to be there. I think it would have worked better without the narration altogether. Sorry, kid.
Shut up! Oh my god, I don't care!
For me, I think the opening sequence is the best. It captures the tension and creepiness of the plot. And yeah, I know I just ragged on the narration, but I do think it works in this sequence. And only this sequence. So one Sunday after church, all of the children are driven to kill every last adult. It's pretty gnarly, and we're introduced to some creepy kid. Like, this kid is super creepy. I imagine it's Ben Shapiro as a child before his current flavor of douche. We're not told his name at this point, but he instigates all of the children to go on full murderous rampage. It's not necessarily spelled out, but I think that does add to the suspense overall. Flash forward to the town being run by children, I think. I have no clue what the hell they're doing. I guess they aren't doing shit, and it's not fun, and it's time to bail.
If you tell, you're gonna burn on the lake of fire for all eternity.
Jesus.
This kid runs through the corn, but he's not alone. Alright, still got the creep factor going, I'm vibing with this. I have to say before going any further that the acting in this movie is butt ass. There's two decent performances, the kid Shapiro, who is just a creepy little fucker, and this old bastard Sells being an old crazy bastard.
Telephone, I ain't got no telephone.
I'm not saying all child actors are bad. There's a lot of great kid actors in the film lexicon. It's a hit or miss kind of thing. And it doesn't even land on the dartboard with this movie. It's like they just took a boony school bus and put all the movies in the kid. The two acting leads aren't far behind. Seriously, I've seen better acting in an elementary school play.
You do coke and you kill people. That's wonderful, Tony.
Thank God Linda Hamilton got the yips out of her system with this one before going on to do The Terminator. I don't know if any other actor went on to do anything substantial after this. Oh, well, there's a mix of TV and a few notable movies. Wait, where was I? Oh, right, these two goobers. The movie introduces our protagonists, a doctor and Linda Hamilton.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Complete with her god-awful song and dance routine. And they're moving to a new town, or whatever. That part doesn't matter, just to get them into town. But not before absolutely running the shit over this runaway kid. Like, this kid is splattered all over the highway. With the dummy effects, this is actually hilarious comedy gold. And our heroes lose their shit. But as a doctor...
Is he?
Oh yeah.
It turns out the kid was already bleeding out before he got onto the road. Mr. Doctor Man is on the case. while Linda takes a nap. I guess no one ever drives on this highway, and no one stops to ask what the hell. Anyways, it's time for a jump scare from our dead kid, and that's the last of our scary moments from here on out. It's all downhill from here. Mr. Doctor Man comes back with the kid's stuff and puts it and the kid in the trunk. He definitely gets it the worst in this movie. For the rest of the movie, he just chills and becomes like super nasty in their trunk.
Oh, that's nasty.
I wish they got busted by Stadies, because I'd love to see them explain that one away.
Oh, you can smell the shit from 5 miles away.
Meanwhile,
Job and his sister are playing in their old house when Malachi, the resident rage quit, finds them and takes them to the Kid Shapiro, who he learns is Isaac, or whatever. He's the Kid Shapiro who has been leading this little kiddie cult in town and laying down the law. He tells Malachi to beat it, and the two kids to go back to wherever they came from. Other than introducing the power structure here, this scene is pointless. And honestly, the movie would have been just fine without it. Woo! Just like that, we're a third of the way through the movie, and I guess it did alright setting up the premise and characters, only the characters kinda suck. The middle chunk of the movie is straight up these two protagonists wandering aimlessly around town and the kiddie cult watching them.
So boring!
They end up at this crazy bastard's gas stop who's got nothing for these people.
We've had ourselves... I ain't got no gas.
No, I don't need gas.
I ain't got no diesel fuel neither.
And he knows what's up in Gatlin, because earlier the kid creep was like, get this bastard in line. I don't think he does. And I was wrong here, alright? But the gas attendant sequence is a little creepy, and actually a bit decent. But that's it. That's the last good part, and I mean it. No more. Good, well-executed horror is an art, and not a science, and so few directors can nail it. John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Romero, and dare I forget Sam Raimi. These fellas know what makes a good horror movie. This movie falls so flat of the mark. The gas man points them towards the next town past Gatlin as the breeze picks up near the cornfield. Something wicked this way comes. The couple dip out to drive around on a circle, while Gas Man and his dog are attacked by the kiddie cult, and he's out of here. I actually really like this POV shot from the reflection at the gas station that shows the couple backtracking into Gatlin. While they're running in circles, the kid creep gathers the cult near the cornfield to get some cult worship up in the house, getting their Hail Corn Satan on, and Job and his sister are like,
Fuck you too!
let's get out of here. The couple wander for 10 straight minutes.
So boring!
They find the sister and split up, and that's when the kids attack and capture Linda Hamilton to do God knows what. Mr. Doctor Man continues to wander, and Linda Hamilton is strung up to a harvest cross thing. It looks eerily like the Midsummer Girl, albeit more out of it than pouty. We cut to kids doing a satanic ritual to sacrifice someone who is of age or some shit. I don't know, it's weird and off-putting. They carve a pentagram into the dude's chest to put blood into a bowl before signing his name into the book. Mr. Doctor Man stumbles across this and is naturally like,
What the fuck?
and some psycho girl who was collecting the blood turns around and stabs the good doctor in the chest before he hauls ass out of the church and runs around the town, where he runs around town some more while the kiddie cult gives chase. The scene is a little creepy, but I wouldn't call it scary by any means. The logic in this movie also doesn't really add up. So the kids kill off all the adults cause Creepy Shapiro commanded it, so... and just hang out all day? Like, how are they feeding themselves? Or more importantly, if they are sacrificing everyone who turns 18, then how the hell is this cult supposed to survive? I guess teenagers can have kids early, but that's creepy. And still doesn't really solve the problem if the parents are killed off at 18? Then those kids are fucked. I don't know. The underlying logic of the ultimate antagonist, or like what it was going for, doesn't make any sense to me. And like that all makes it less menacing, although the pentagram carving, bloodletting aspect was a bit off-putting. Malachi leads the chase around town, and it seems like they're going to capture the doc when Job was like, yo, come over here, I got you. And they hide out in the storm cellar, which apparently baffles the kids because they don't find them. Malachi is on the ultimate Kool-Aid rage quit, staging a mutiny against the kid creep before strapping him up to sacrifice, and finally uses Linda Hamilton as bait to lure out the good doctor. But it don't work. Thank God we're in the last third. But unfortunately, it's complete schlock, and not the fun kind. This part of the movie just downright blows.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
And I'm not even talking about the effects. But don't get me wrong, they get a pass because it's from 40 years ago, and not everything has aged well. Actually, it's hilarious when Kid Creep is taken over by evil pixels and just shoots like a rocket out into the sky. Yes! Like, it still makes me laugh. But there's not much of that in the climax, so it's not fun, good, or even entertaining. Doc and kids infiltrate the sacrifice ritual where a kid creep is done first and goes flying into the field. The ultimate antagonist, the big bad, he who lives behind the rose, shows up briefly as like this cloud and evil pixels, but more on that later. Anyways, the doctor and Rage Quit Malachi duke it out, and Rage Quit Malachi loses. The good doctor convinces the kids to bail, while zombie kid creep comes back to kill Malachi. At the last minute, the doctor discovers that the cornfield has to be destroyed in order to destroy the false god or demon or spirit or whatever. Which they do, and all seems well, until the very end when Psycho Girl shows back up for one final attack. But Vicky subdues her before they decide to walk their asses out of town. Yeah, it's super lame. Most characters don't really do anything in this movie. Mr. Doctor Man honestly just runs around town and gets stabbed before saving the day. Linda does the same but gets captured instead. Job and his sister do a bit more by saving the doctor and patching him up before helping the couple. And the sister has something called the Sight, but the movie does nothing with it. Malachi probably does the most in the movie, which is killing people, rallying the culty kids, overthrowing kid creep. But with a total runtime of 90 minutes, there isn't much going on in the film. And yeah, after this video, I never want to watch it again. What really bums it out for me though, is that I think there could have been really great potential, but instead it's like 90 minutes of boring ass crap. I think the biggest miss is the he who lives behind the rose. Wow, that name's kinda nuts. But it could have been so much more as an antagonist. Like a Randall Flagg type villain even. But in the movie, we just get references to it in this brief glimpse of the storm-like cloud. Again, I haven't read the original story, but if you're gonna go off script and make it your own, then you really gotta own it and make it good. And this just falls flat. And while Kid Creep and Malachi make alright antagonists, I feel like the cult aspect itself is weak. Boo! And the antagonist behind the main antagonist is also weak. Boo! Not to mention the super easy way to win the final fight. Like, come on. Setting the corn on fire just seems really lazy and convenient. I'd have liked to learn more about he who lives behind the rose, but visually, it's not one of the ugliest movies I've ever seen, and that's one of the few benefits. I like some of the camera shots that we see. What really gives this movie some positive points is the soundtrack and theme, which is eerie and creepy as all get out. It really helps set the tone and mood of the movie. Unfortunately, I feel like these are the only things going for it, and it isn't enough to come back again. Now, what really intrigues me is that this movie got a number of sequels. I'm really curious on how bad they are, and if they can make it into the halls of delicious garbage. But for now, this movie gets a 3 out of 10, but unlike Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which got the same score, I'm not sick of this movie. There's not really anything to be sick of, because there's not really a whole lot going on, and I don't want to see it again.
Oh yeah.
If you've been liking the content, then go ahead and drop a like and subscribe, and keep coming back to check on new videos.